good? What's good? They doing it again.
Let's change the world. Let's change the world.
They doing it again.
Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's just unite. Let's just unite. Let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. Let's change 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 the world. Let's just unite. Let's just unite. Let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. We gotta change the world. Some don't know the effects they have on others when everything that we do affects the younger brothers and sisters. To me, it seems that the facts have missed us. Who will be there to reach down to hug and kiss us? Frankly, the current state that we're in needs to be discussed. Self-respect is a must. We need to tone down the lust, avoiding the fact that it provides a pleasant rush. But who in this world can you trust? The answer to that is yourself. Don't take what that man says off the bat. Pick that book up off the shelf. That don't mean not to trust. That means to take what he said, think about it, and then come back and discuss. Let's change the world. 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 Let's just unite. Let's just unite. Let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. Let's change 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 the world. Let's just unite. Let's just unite. Let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. We gotta change the world. Change up the world for the boys and the girls. Because if we don't change it up, we're gonna make it in this world. We need to focus on the present and think less about the past. Cause if we keep it up like this, then that's gonna be our fucking man. Gotta know just where you're coming from to get where you're going. So get on your search for knowledge, cause there's power in knowing. Need to pick up more books and read them cover to cover. And have you information, pass it to your brother. Spread it to the whole world. If you know it ain't fair, you'll be surprised the difference in this world that one man can make. There's good and bad in everybody, but you gotta bounce it out. And if we all remember that we change the world, no doubt. Let's change the world.
What's good, y'all?
Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's just unite. Let's just unite. Let's stop the rapes and stop the
Let's go.
murders in the world. Let's change 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 the world. Let's just unite. Let's just unite. Let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. We gotta change the world.
Genes you could develop.
The CDC says the bird flu has mutated as a 65-year-old patient in Louisiana is suffering the nation's first severe infection.
Dr. Wen, is bird flu in humans super dangerous?
Well, the World Health Organization estimates that in prior outbreaks of the bird flu, that the mortality rate is 52%. 52%. However, in this most recent outbreak, it seems that most cases have been mild, and maybe some
What's
people
good, y'all? What's good?
asymptomatic infection.
And it's not there, but California worries me because of all the spread in cattle in California. That's absolutely unprecedented, and that's why we have a level of alert here, and we need to be vigilant.
Concerning news from the CDC. The agency says H5N1 bird flu samples collected from a severely ill patient in Louisiana showed signs of mutation, differing from the samples collected from backyard flock believed to have infected the man.
We can actually show our viewers some of these numbers. Confirmed total reported human cases in the United States. You can see it across the dairy herds, poultry farms, and then one other animal. Not a huge number there, but obviously troubling. What do you make of it?
Let's start with that mutation. How does that work, and is there cause for concern tonight?
Well, thanks for having me.
Sure.
And what we know from this case in Louisiana is that this patient, when they sequenced the virus, they noted that there were mutations that could potentially make this virus more susceptible to human transmission, so easily transmitted from person to person. Now, that said, there's some really important news here, and that is they sequenced the virus that was found in the backyard flock of birds and the virus from this person. And those birds did not have a mutation.
They already did it.
That showed any kind of adaptation to humans.
They already put it in your food. You've been eating it for about 2.5, 3 years now. You've been eating it for about 2.5, 3 years now. They already did it. You know, they already did it. They already put they call it the green. Hold on, let me show you. Let me show you. Hold on. Let me pause this. Here we go.
Welcome to From.
Like I keep telling y'all, this shit ain't nothing new. They've been doing this. We've been eating this.
Mr. Brilliant for supporting this episode of Science Show.
That's why everybody's so crazy. That's why everybody's so crazy. They be eating this shit for years.
As we humans try to reduce our impact on the planet, all sorts of products are going plant-based, from burgers and meatballs to shoes. And now, even vaccines are following suit. Scientists are developing vaccines that can be grown in plants instead of animal cells. In 2006, the first plant-based vaccine was approved in the US for chickens. And while this technology is still not widely used, it gives us an idea where vaccines might be headed and why we might want them to go the way of the Beyond Burger. Now, traditionally, vaccines are grown in eggs or animal cell cultures. That's because to produce a vaccine the traditional way, you need a bunch of copies of a virus. And if you inject the virus into animal cells, it will grow and replicate itself. For instance, one way to manufacture the flu vaccine is in the cells of fertilized chicken eggs. Other vaccines, like the ones for polio and measles, are...
I'm not listening to more of this, but what I'm showing you, hold on. They already have it in the foods, bro. It's already done. They've been doing this for years. We've been eating that shit for years. Let me go back to the video I was playing. They've been doing this for us for years, y'all. What we're living through now, what we're about to go through. We're about to go through the real one this time. Yes, the 50-cent burgers. The 50-cent burgers, though, those were lab-grown meat. The 50-cent burgers were a lab-grown meat. Let me show you. God, come on, y'all. When the government approved of lab-grown meat.
When the government approved of lab-grown meat.
The Department of Agriculture has approved the sale of lab-grown meat for the first time. Cell-cultivated or cultured chicken, as it is being called, is grown using cells that come from a living animal. The goal is to eliminate harm to animals and reduce environmental impacts of raising them. But don't expect this meat to be at the grocery store anytime soon. Right now, it's very expensive, and producers can't make huge batches yet, so the meat will initially be sold at upscale restaurants.
Wonder what it tastes like. Be interesting.
So they're gonna sell that shit to rich people.
De donde eres?
They're gonna sell that shit to, and that's a lie too. That's a lie. That's a lie. They sold it to them 50-cent burgers. That's a lie. See, our government is double-tongued. They'll say, "Oh yeah, we approve the use of lab-grown meat." But don't worry about it, because everybody's not going to get it. Only the rich people are going to get it. That's a lie. 50-cent burgers. Everybody was getting it. Niggas was buying 10 burgers. 10 burgers.
That showed any kind of adaptation to humans. So really this happened in that person. And we think that's really important because it means that what's circulating in the birds is actually not something that's transmissible from person to person at this point. So that's really the important piece of news here. Now, that said, there was some data that suggests that this strain is only a few mutations away from becoming transmissible. So good to keep our eye on it.
Let me sort this out for you, Griffin. I've talked to top officials at CDC over the past week about this. There's two different types of bird flu out there. The one in the dairy cattle that you're seeing, 866 herds already, 660 in California. That's the type called B313. Fancy name, but what it means is when it actually infects humans, it's mild. The symptoms have been mild across the board in that particular subtype. Now, we
listen to how many
already, 660 in California.
660. Add another 6 to that. 666. They're doing rituals right in our fucking face, bro. 660 cows. Where the other 6 at? Where the other 6 cows at? Because I know this is a damn ritual. Stop fucking playing with us. They're telling us right now. This was about a week ago. This video clip, this news clip I'm showing y'all right now was a week ago. That is, you know what they're telling us on the news? So y'all don't know how, a lot of people don't know how to watch the news. You know what they're telling me? You know what they're telling us? They're telling you your food is contaminated. They're telling you your meat and your chicken is contaminated. And how many people have been, they had recalls at Aldi's just a few months back for dairy products. They had a recall for chicken products just recently at some stores. Your food, your meats are contaminated is what they're telling you. People are so dumb, they don't know how to listen. People are so dumb, they don't know how to understand what's going on. And then they say, "Better you negative. How did you get that out of that?" They just said birds are sick. No, they said the nigga in New Orleans got sick from the bird in his backyard. And then they said in the next 3 mutations, they already know how many mutation cycles it will take for this virus to go from bird to human. And they say after 3 mutation cycles, who's cycling these mutations and how do they know about the cycles of mutation? So after 3 mutation cycles, they said it'll be able to be contracted from human to human. Are y'all dumb or are we smart? You have to be more smarter than this. Now, what can we do? A lot, but we're going to talk about that in a second. Let's go.
60 in California. That's the type called B313. Fancy name, but what it means is when it actually infects humans, it's mild. The symptoms have been mild across the board in that particular subtype. Now, we have to monitor that because it's spreading a lot among the dairy cattle. It's spreading through milk machines, through milking, and occasionally it gets to a farm worker. We have to figure out a way to control that. The second type is in the poultry, which we've seen for 2 decades now. And occasionally we've seen a mutation, D1.1 it's called, where you get a very severe illness, much more severe than you get with the dairy cattle, generally in the type in birds. But now they're seeing something where in the last 2 patients, one in British Columbia, one in Louisiana, where it actually got into upper airways fairly easily. That's what we are concerned about. But the good news is they know where the 2 got it from. The one in Louisiana got it from a backyard bird, and there's no sign of any spread whatsoever.
The infected person was hospitalized after coming in contact with sick and dead birds on their property, though the CDC says the mutations were not found in those animals. Since March, more than 60 milder cases have also been identified in the U.S. Nearly all infected worked on dairy or poultry farms. This month, California Governor Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency over the...
They're going to take your food away. They're going to take your meat away very soon. They're going to take your fucking meat away. Your meat is gone. It's gone. Your meat that you love so much and crave so much, it's gone. See, I never ate meat like that. I've been a vegetarian for a better part of 20-some years. And guess what? I'm not lusting for the meat. My body don't crave the meat. My body doesn't want the meats. Y'all are going to be craving that shit and wanting that shit. Oh, they're taking it away. It's gone. It's gone. Lab-grown meat, government approval of lab-grown meat last year, and now all the milk and dairy and all this is getting contaminated now. What happened when the last time that happened? They threw away hundreds of gallons. I got plenty of videos on it. They were throwing away millions of gallons of milk. They crushed millions of eggs. They destroyed millions of farm crops. And guess what happened after that? That caused a gap in production, a big gap in production. So what they have to do? Raise the prices on the next batch of things. Joe Biden, and under the Joe Biden administration, they caused this inflation. Under the Donald Trump administration, when they were cracking all the eggs and doing all that, they caused this inflation. Y'all better realize this is a systematic thing. And magically, Trump is the COVID president. Magically. And what's going on? He's about to get in office, and now we got a new whoop going on. Y'all hear me coughing and blowing my nose. You see what the fuck is going on, but I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? Are you paying attention? Niggas don't even care. Oh, I'm not sick, bro. I'm not running around sick either, but I can't. I got fluid in my bit, boy.
Virus.
Hi, Griff. The CDC says a genetic analysis indicated that a mutation of the virus was discovered inside a Louisiana patient. This person contracted the first severe case of H5N1 in the nation. The patient is one of the 66 confirmed bird flu cases in humans in 10 states across the U.S., including California, Michigan, and Texas. There was no evidence that the Louisiana patient passed the illness to anyone else. Health experts say the genetic analysis from the Louisiana patient indicates the virus evolved in a way that can make it more transmissible to humans because it more easily binds to the cell receptors in the upper respiratory tract. Nearly all of the 66 confirmed human cases involve people who were infected after working on dairy or poultry farms. California has had at least 650 dairy farms with cows infected with the bird flu, more than any other state.
I'm much more concerned about California than anywhere. California worries me because of all the spread in cattle in California. That's absolutely unprecedented, and that's why we have a level of alert here, and we need to be vigilant.
Also, some house cats and at least 22 large cats in zoos and animal sanctuaries have died after contracting the bird flu. But again, the CDC says the risk to the general public remains low.
Is this report out of Louisiana worrisome? And if so, why?
Well, it's one more sign that the drumbeat of bird flu coming closer to humans is becoming a major threat. So we've already seen this year that there have been a number of mammalian species close to humans that now have bird flu outbreaks. We have outbreaks in poultry in all 50 states. 16 states have outbreaks in cattle. In California, in the last 30 days, there have been more than 300 herds that tested positive. And now we have 66 cases of bird flu in humans. And this is almost certainly a significant.
Did you hear the code she just said? Did you hear it? She said 366. Listen.
We have outbreaks in poultry in all 50 states. 16 states have outbreaks in cattle.
Listen.
In California, in the last 30 days, there have been more than 300 herds that tested positive. And now we have 66 cases of bird flu in humans. And this is almost certainly a significant undercount.
She said 16. She said 300. And then she said 66. 366. I know my numerology. This bitch is talking satanic code and y'all don't even understand it because you don't know the game. This bitch is talking satanic code on the news, bruh. And y'all don't even know this because you don't know the game. That's what I'm here for. To change the game. This bitches is on here they're pushing this shit to us. They're showing us what they're going to say, what they're going to do. They're telling us and encoding, showing us what this is. That nigga said 30 and then 66 and 660. Man, these niggas is talking about 666. They talking about 666. Man, it's in the lettuce. It's in everything. I be eating that shit. I know, bro. Lettuce, this, that. Come on, bro. We can't hide from this shit. This is messed up times.
Because we have not been doing nearly enough testing, so we really don't know the extent of bird flu that's out there in humans. But this particular case, it's someone who is severely ill, but not only that, researchers have isolated the virus in this individual who is sick in Louisiana, and they found that this particular strain of the virus appears to...
This is the ground zero patient. They even know the ground zero patient. They even know the ground zero patient, man. They know the ground zero patient. They know exactly where it started in the country. They know who got, look, it went from one nigga in Louisiana. Now it's in, what they say, 6 states, 7 states, 15 people or something, whatever they said, 16 people, whatever they said. It started with the chicken nigga. Now it's out of here, it's spreading around. Let's go.
Acquired mutations that make it more likely to bind to airway receptors. Bird flu has been around for a long time.
About 30 years.
Yeah, exactly. But it hasn't been a major issue in humans because while it spreads among birds, it hasn't really spread among mammals. But now there is this mutation. And there's another concern now, major too, which is that we're in flu season. And it's possible that a single person could have bird flu and seasonal flu at the same time.
Something called reassortment.
That's right.
Where things change because of one illness becoming another illness through reassortment of a mutated virus.
That's right. And so the viruses could exchange genes. You could develop a new hybrid virus. And if you now have a virus that's more contagious and causes more severe disease, that's when it becomes a major threat to humankind.
What should be happening in the Biden administration right now that isn't going on?
Yeah, there are two main things that they should be doing in the days that they have left. The first is to get testing out there. I feel like we should have learned our lesson from COVID that just because we aren't testing, it doesn't mean that the virus isn't there. It just means that we aren't looking for it. We should be having rapid tests, home tests available to all farm workers, to their families, for the clinicians taking care of them so that we aren't waiting for public labs and CDC labs to tell us what's bird flu or not. And the second very important thing is this is not like the beginning of COVID where we were dealing with a new virus. We didn't have a vaccine. There actually is a vaccine developed already against H5N1. The Biden administration has contracted with manufacturers to make almost 5 million doses of the vaccine. However, they have not asked the FDA to authorize the vaccine. There's research done on it. They could get this authorized now and also get the vaccine out and to farm workers and to vulnerable people. I think that's the right approach because we don't know what the Trump administration is going to be doing around bird flu. If they have people coming in with anti-vaccine stances, could they hold up vaccine authorization? If they don't want to know how much bird flu is out there, could they withhold testing? I mean, that's a possibility. And I think the Biden administration in the remaining days should get testing and vaccines widely available so that at least it empowers state and local health officials and clinicians to do the right thing for their patients.
Dr. Wen is.
Did you hear what that bitch just said? Did you hear what that evil bitch just said? See y'all. Oh, god damn. Well, send this demon back to hell. She needs to go right back to hell where she came from. This is not a woman. That's a demon. She said Trump people are anti-V, and before they get in office, Joe Biden should make V's readily available, and they already got the V. Did you hear what she said? They already got a V for it. How you got a V for the new fucking virus? Hold up. How you got a V for this shit? How you got a V for the new one? How? It ain't even just started. Because it's called problem solution. One of the oldest evil satanic tricks in the book. Problem solution. Create a problem, create a solution, and you come out on top. If you create a problem and then you got the band-aid, if you make the cut, and then you sell the bandage and the ointment that's needed for the cut to heal the cut. Problem, solution. Cause and effect. It's one of the most simple, evilest tricks that they use against us. Cause and effect. And people don't even understand that shit. And people don't even understand that shit, man. It don't make no sense, y'all. We're living in a time where people are so lost. This bitch said, get him now, Trump, before you don't have Biden. I mean, get him now, Biden, before we don't have no supporting president for our bullshit agendas. Her in red ass. Look, evil. Evil satanic ass. Hold up.
Ready for a career change? Achieve the
I exposed her already for her code numbers. So for one, you get exposed already for your codes. Already exposed. You know what I mean? Look, now I'm gonna really show you who she's repping. Look, dress, red dress. Flaming red fire. Same red dress as her dress. Flowers behind her. That's representing Satan. Then she got the goddamn virus above her head. She's bringing the Wuhan virus. And what is this lady? What is this? What is her ethnicity? Oh, we can't discriminate against these motherfuckers, right? There's a legal law to where we can't discriminate against them, but they can come around with their motherfucking problems and their solutions. Y'all better get your motherfucking mind right, build your body up, and wake up before it's too late. This the real one. This the real one right here. This is the real one. Do you see how I'm exposing this shit? Do you see how easy it is to see the truth through the lies? If you have a righteous mind, do you see how to read in between the lies if you're righteous? Yeah. Lock that door. Look. Do you see how easy it is? Now look. Now I'm gonna show you. Because I gotta go. But I'm gonna show you something. Let me show you something. It's evil demons. So now.
COVID-19 mayhem. Responding to this outbreak, the Deputy Director of Taiwan Centers for Disease Control, or CDC, has said that Taiwan is closely monitoring the virus as well. Why is that? As it suspects that the outbreak might also affect Taiwan. Meanwhile, in Hong Kong, a leading epidemiologist has recently reportedly said that levels of HMPV remain low.
But we don't know about the actual caseload. As usual, China has not shared any data, so we don't know how much worse it could become. The second reason to be worried is the nature of the patients. HMPV attacks the younger sections of the population, the children and adolescents. They are the most vulnerable to contracting this virus, and a large number of patients right now are also children. Plus, the treatment is also challenging because just like the Wuhan virus, the HMPV is a respiratory disease. There is no drug to treat it. There are no vaccines either. And the symptoms are similar. Fever, cold, cough, and shortness of breath. That's what HMPV patients have. In severe cases, they can develop other complications like bronchitis or pneumonia. So they may need intensive care, oxygen, or even a ventilator.
And what happens now can be separated by one factor, the factor of transparency.
Do y'all remember those fucking ventilators? Oh my God. Oh my. The ventilator. Trump brought them ventilator. The ventilator. We made 1 million ventilators. Next thing you know, niggas going to the hospital. Pop! Pop! They was popping nigga like balloons in that bitch. Pop! 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 The ventilators. The ventilators.
You see, there are several reports, critical accounts, suggesting that China had withheld critical information in the early stages of the COVID-19 outbreak. Not just that, as per investigations that were led post-COVID-19, researchers were said to have isolated and mapped the virus causing COVID-19. This was at least 2 weeks before Beijing revealed details of the virus to the world this time around. Will that change? Can China be expected to take the outbreak of HMPV a lot more seriously? Also, exercise transparency regarding the plausible dangers that the virus may be posing in China and beyond, as well as China's plans to tackle the virus.
Again, does this sound familiar to you? We all know what happens when hospitals are overwhelmed, when there are too many patients to treat and not enough resources, when oxygen supplies are about to run out, when patients cannot find beds for treatment. HMPV is not the same as the Wuhan virus, but it can easily wreak havoc on the health system. China knows this too. In fact, its hospitals are already feeling the strain. Despite that, it refuses to come clean about the outbreak or its scale. It seems to have learned nothing from the last pandemic. It remains in a state of denial. Just look at this story. It came out 3 days back. The World Health Organization, or WHO, made an appeal to Beijing. It has asked China to come clean about the Wuhan virus pandemic. The WHO has sought data from Beijing. And how did Beijing respond? With a denial.
On the issue of as it actively supported participation in the global scientific traceability methods. At the same time, we firmly oppose any form of political manipulation. China's openness and transparency have exceeded expectations.
All right. So, y'all, turn this shit off. Basically, if you can't see what's going on, there ain't nothing I can say to you. They're doing it again. They're doing it again. They're doing it again. They're about to do it again. They're about to do it again. And this time, see, if you understand what I just showed you America is talking viruses about chickens and birds right now. Ground zero patients right now. Beginning developing stages right now. China just reached a state of emergency today. They're in a state of, they just announced state of emergency in China right now. I don't understand what y'all think. They're about to do it again. The country will probably be shut down within the next 2 months. You heard it here first. They're gonna shut down this place within the next 2-3 months. So any money you have is all you're gonna have. I pray to God we have enough time to do what we need to do, man. Yep. Oh my God. Of course. Oh my God. Yep. I love y'all. They're about to do it again. I'm like, I'm not joking, bro. This shit is for real. They're doing it again. Buckle up, get your safety belts, drink your immune system pill, do anything. Take your vitamins. We just took our vitamins, and man, you better do anything you can, man. Build yourself up, man. Ooh-wee. Thank you for that gift while we're here. Thank you so much for that. Better build ourselves up, man. I love y'all so much. While we're here, I appreciate you. Colin, I appreciate you. All my people, I appreciate you, man. 64V, I appreciate you. You know, appreciate y'all, man. Man, it's over. Them boosters and shit was over, man. I ain't talking about them though, because that'll get you knocked off. But yeah, thank y'all so much. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Have a good day. Get ready, man. Get ready.